How would you describe yourself?
Very passionate, ambitious, caring, hardworking. I go after what I want. If I want something bad enough, I'm gonna get it. Like, resilient, I always bounce back no matter what. Smart, kind, empathetic, strong as hell.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so what did you go through in life, or what made you resilient and relentless?
I mean, I feel like it was the whole process. I feel like, yeah, there's definitely stories that can pinpoint, but I feel like every part of the journey has been the making of me, like who I am right now. Every day I feel like I'm conquering a new battle I have with myself, or a battle that I've had with myself, or achieving something new when it comes to bettering myself. When it came to having the physique I desired and wanting to feel the most comfortable in my skin, it really, I don't know if this is bad, but it was really seeing people that I real life knew do it, like, and completely change their body. Like, they just worked hard, and that made me feel like, oh, well, if they can do it, like, I definitely can do this. I'm just doing something wrong, or I'm not trying hard enough. And so I just dug deeper, did more research, etc., to figure out what will work best for my body. And then I worked hard. Like, I made changes and I went after it. I just feel like I was fed up with not being happy with my body. Like, and it was just, the more I started doing stuff a certain way, the more I saw results, and then the harder I went. And the results are definitely what drive me. Seeing how far I've come in the journey, like seeing the progress, seeing it actually work, seeing, the hard work pay off is what drives me to go even harder.
I get it, because it's like an upward spiral.
Yeah.
You take massive action. Let's say you're working really hard, you see results, you're like, oh snap, you work even hard, you see more results.
Exactly.
And that has, I've worked out with you once. You're crazy.
Yeah. It's like, in my head, it's like, be resilient or what? Like, it's like, what is the other option? Like, I don't have a choice. Like, it's not really like because what? I'm gonna just give up now and that's it? Like, after all of this hard work, like, hell no. So it's just not even an option. It's not a choice.
You said that you were doing, the fitness for a while, right? Mm-hmm. And you saw other people getting results, and you saw that if they're able to do it, you realize that you're able to do it. Mm-hmm. So you decided to push even harder. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Why didn't you say, you know what? Maybe it's just not my genetics, or...
Oh, I definitely had those thoughts, but I used to say that all the time, actually. Like, it's just not possible for me. Like, I just have to get comfortable with how it is, because it's just not possible. Like, I just can't, it's not in my genetics. Like, this is just not how I was made. And it's the resilience in me that made me try anyway, because I can't help but try. And if I'm seeing, I really did feel like it was my genetics, but also it wasn't just about the results. Because even if this was even if it was my genetics, and even if I couldn't, because there are certain things that I want that I can't have. Like, is it inappropriate to there's no amount of weightlifting I can do to build my chest, to grow my chest. That's something I can't change. That's something that I have to be comfortable with. And so, and so I feel like when I was starting, it wasn't really about, or not when I was starting, but when I decided to go harder, it wasn't really about, or only about, achieving a certain physique. It was also about just seeing what I could do, seeing how far I could go, seeing how far I could push. It had to be less of a focus on making my body a certain way, and more of just being the best me that I could be, becoming the best version of myself, the healthiest looking version of myself, etc.
What does your inner voice sound like when you're speaking to yourself?
I'm still human, and so my inner voice isn't always, should I say this? I want to be honest.
Be honest, be real.
Okay, because my inner voice isn't always sometimes there's a battle in my head, about how I'm speaking to myself, which is important. That's something that I'm also constantly working on, but also, when I'm going in for a PR, I always tell myself, like, you got this. It's easy. Like, this is just weight. It gotta move. It's like, you got this, Inayah. Like, there's nothing like that. Is that aggressive? No.
No, it's what that's what we
Yeah, it's like that. Like, I tell myself, like, I could do anything. I put my mind to. That's usually how it is when I'm going into something challenging into the gym. Like, you can do this. Like, you can do anything.
You can do anything. That's awesome. So let's say you hit rock bottom. What are you saying to yourself to uplift yourself?
Oh, I just go. Like, because that's the only way.
You just what?
Go.
You just go?
Yeah, because that's the only way. Because, yeah, if I don't just go, I'll stay there. And so I just go. And
what does that look like?
What does that look like?
When you just go, like?
Getting up, getting dressed, taking care of myself, going to the gym. And the gym always reminds me who I am. Like, for real. The gym, when I hit the gym and I go in, if I'm feeling like down, or usually like that is the start up to my, if I feel like I've hit rock bottom, or if I feel like I've reached a place where I'm really down or whatever, I go to the gym and I get my workout in. I push through the workout, a difficult workout, and I don't know, from there, we just keep moving.
I believe that the way you move your body, the posture that you have, the more active you can be, I think that does affect your mind, your mental state. So.
Absolutely. All those endorphins that I release after. And then also I feel like if I can make it through a painful workout, it's so like whatever to say, but if I can make it through a painful workout, I can make it through other painful areas in my life, or I can make it through other painful situations in my life.
Some of the workouts that I've seen you do, like, they're hard, and if you can push through that, you can, like, I don't know anything that's harder than, like, hitting a PR, like, in your daily, like, life. Like, very few things are harder than coming in here and crushing a workout, especially when you don't feel like it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
How have you grown mentally since high school to now?
Like, I feel like high school, I was easily swayed, and like, I can tell you guys a story. This is probably, so basically in high school, one of my friends told me that I couldn't be her friend, and I was chubbier in high school. She told me that I couldn't be her friend unless I was like a size 5 or less. I know, and my feelings really got hurt, and then I really went on a no carb diet, and I made myself smaller than a size 5.
I mean, I commend you for digging deep into achieving the goal. Yes, it is unfortunate that you felt the need to do it to win that friend's approval, so that's the negative. But the positive is that you were able to take that hurt that you were feeling and channel it to become something, more of yourself.
And I guess the change is that, I would never let that happen now.
You work out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your workouts are pretty intense, right?
Yes.
I'm very intrigued. Like, how do you push so hard? Like, what is driving you? Like, how do you put yourself through that?
I've always been mad competitive, like insanely, like so much so that I don't like to participate in games now because I know that I could go overboard and I don't want to be that person. But in the gym, when it comes to competing with myself and like hitting, that's why I like hitting PRs and doing stuff like that, because it's a competition with my last weight. So yeah, I honestly can't help myself. Like, people say I'm crazy all the time, but I can't help but try to beat my last workout. Like, it has to be harder. Like, the workout has to be harder in some way, shape, or form than it was last time, or I have to be hitting a PR. And yeah, it is pretty bad. Because when I don't, like the other day, I was deadlifting, a sumo deadlift, and I'm trying to get past my 375, and I was doing 385, and I didn't get up all the way. Every time I miss a PR, I'm so mad, even though I'm lifting so much weight already. It's like, how many more times do I want to PR? Like, how much higher do I want to get? But I want to lift the most weight in the entire world, like, literally.
That competitive nature that's what fuels greatness in people, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
The people that I see doing great things, they have that fire in them.
And I'm a Leo.
And you're what?
A Leo.
And
they're incredible.
Okay. I'm gonna come right back to that. Okay, so it seems like you kind of struggle sometimes with embracing your full competitive nature.
Yeah, because
Why?
because I like to be nice, and when I'm competitive, I'm not nice because it's about winning. It's not about being nice, and so. And I rather stay on the nice side. Plus, when I was younger, I've taken things over the top, or
Do you feel like that holds you back at all?
I'm not really sure, because it's like I still use my competitive nature every day in the gym. I'm about to just rant. Sorry. Part of the reason why I won't power lift, or not part of the reason, is because I don't want to be in a competitive environment where I'm going to have to feel like being in actual competition kind of scares me because of how hard I go, I guess, maybe.
So if you had to speak to the 17-year-old Inayah, what advice would you give yourself?
To not give let me say that better, because that was a lot of faces right there. To not care about what people think, and to follow my heart, and to love myself. Yeah. I would tell myself that I'm incredible. I don't need anybody's outside validation. I would tell myself to focus.
I think a lot of times when we're younger, we kind of get caught up in a lot of things that don't matter. I think a lot of young kids do that. They get caught up in trying to be down with the in crowd. And
old kids too. The old people too, I mean.
Yeah, and then as you get older, you go through certain things, especially when you hit rock bottom. Because usually when you hit rock bottom, you have to be the one to pick yourself up. Mm-hmm. And then you realize you'll do all right by yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and I've been through that too. It's like feeling like I need to get people's validation.
Oh yeah.
Feeling like FOMO, fear of missing out. Feeling like I need to be around people, to the point where I actually used to do things that I really didn't enjoy. Like, I never really enjoyed being high or drinking or going to parties like that. I honestly and authentically like working more than going out and partying, but I would do things just to kind of try to fit in. Mm-hmm. And you go through things and you realize like a lot of stuff doesn't matter anyway.
I mean, absolutely. That is another thing. Like, once you hit rock bottom and you're by yourself, you realize you can go on. Like, it's not like you don't need anybody. You don't need anybody's approval. You will be okay. Like, you're not gonna die without, validation or outside support while it's nice. I feel like the more you bring yourself out of situations where you're by yourself, the more you do for yourself, the more you grow, the more you do realize I can really do this by myself, the more confident you get about it, the more...
Keep going, you preaching, keep going.
Damn. The more you know that you can push through.
So you have a resume, so every negative and every blow.
I could always look back and say, well, I made it through this, so I must be able to make it through this, and it's just the journey. That's why I really appreciate every single part of the journey, or that's why people ask me, tell me about your fitness journey or when you started. The transformation to this me started in August, but I feel like this whole time has been a learning process, and each point in it has been important because it's been different things that I've had to bring myself out of and get through. And one thing may be harder than the next or whatever, but I've gotten through it every single time, and now I'm here.
I like that. All right, so I heard you say something before about how you take things one day at a time. Can you speak to the importance of that? Because anytime I've ever done anything noteworthy or anything significant or that I'm proud of, that was hard, I literally had to take it one day at a time. So I just want to kind of speak to you on and get your perspective on that.
I feel like I am actually prone to trying to do everything at once. And so this journey, again, has taught me that it is important to take things one day at a time. Because I remember a few months ago when I was like, wow, nothing's happening. I still look the same. Why am I not seeing changes? Blah, blah, blah. That could have stopped me right there. Because you get discouraged. I've been doing this for a while. I'm not seeing results, whatever. And that can be discouraging. But instead, taking things one day at a time makes it, one, doable. Makes it, two, makes you appreciate able to appreciate every step of the journey instead of wanting for the future. You could appreciate that day, what you've progressed in that day, how you were better than yesterday that day, instead of trying to take on a lot at once. And then also, I have anxiety, so trying to do everything at once is like in my nature, but also that overwhelms me a lot. It gives me anxiety to a point where it makes me stuck. And I've had plenty of times where I get into a place where I'm stuck because I'm trying to do a million things at once, or trying to reach this goal by tomorrow, when that's not how it works. And so allowing myself to breathe and just take it one day at a time, it makes it actually possible to get done or reach the goal or get somewhere. And I still have to remind myself, like, I'm still that way. Like I said, it's in my nature to want to get things done now, or everything happen now, everything happen all at once. And I still have times where I'm like, why isn't this happening? Why isn't this happening? But then that's why I'm able to look back, well, you decided to let go and take things one day at a time, and now you're here. So continue to do that,
That was beautiful. That was amazing. Yo, I feel like that's going to help a lot of people make a breakthrough. Yo, good work.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh, that was fire.
So dramatic.
Oh man, that was so good. I forgot what my next question was. Tell me about a time that you were discouraged and you picked yourself up.
Oh yeah, dealing with TikTok. I was posting every single day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day for a while before my stuff was not getting just 50 views, and that was very annoying, especially seeing other people like and comparing and stuff like that. So that was a time that I was feeling down, or I would get down about it, or that it wasn't getting.
You were posting on TikTok and it wasn't really taking off.
Exactly.
All right, then what happened?
And it was discouraging, and there was times where I wanted to stop or not do it or whatever, but I just kept going. See, like, I don't know what to say, because the answer is I just keep going. Like, I just decide, like, well, what are you gonna do? Not do it? No, that's
you have nothing to lose.
And it's just like, I'm not a quitter. Never been a quitter, honestly. And I'm very competitive. I don't have that in me to quit. So I just keep going, and then eventually stuff follows through. Even all of a sudden, I was doing it every day, not even expecting much from it at a point, and then all of a sudden, it blew up. And
this is so important, because everything you're saying right now, and like, I'm older, like I'm about to be 30 soon. Well, I'm 28. I'm not that old, but I'm about to be 30 soon, and I legitimately on TikTok, I'll be posting. I'm like, these videos ain't. Or this is not working. I'm doing a business. This is not working. This is not selling. And literally, just by continuing to be consistent, keep going, things happen. You have breakthroughs.
Yes.
So that's like,
it's crazy. Yeah. I still look back. I look back all the time. I'm still amazed with myself. I still think wow, you did. And that's what, of course, pushes me to keep going, because it's like, you decided to stick to it. You decided not to give up. You decide to keep going no matter what. And then eventually you'll start seeing changes and results.
So there is somebody right now who's watching this, and they feel like quitting on something because it's not happening. They know everything that we just said. They've heard it before. What would you tell them to motivate them to just keep going?
I would say, don't give up on yourself. Like, never give up on yourself. That's one of the most important things. Like, if you want anything in this life, you can get it. You just have to believe in yourself. You just have to push hard enough, long enough, and like, that break you're waiting for is right around the corner. What are you gonna do? Stop? Like, how can you stop now when it can be right, when it's right there? So do I need to say more?
That was it. Like, that was fire. Oh my goodness. I motivated myself. Okay, last question. What are some of your future goals?
I want to be financially free. I want to be able to travel the world. I want to be able to have a wellness center, so that I can help other people see that they can also do exactly what I'm doing. That is my future goals. But as far as right now, the goal is to just be 1% better than I was yesterday. And that goes with taking things one day at a time.
So you spoke about the Wellness Center, and you said you want to use it to teach people?
Oh, I mean, I want a wellness center so that, to provide resources for people to become the best versions of themselves as well. And so also, me doing personal training, I want to continue showing people that they can be exactly who they want to be. They can change their bodies. They can do it. Like, they can do exactly what I did, the transformation that I did, they can also do it. Like, that is very important to me, showing people, because a year ago, I wouldn't think that my physique would look like this. I wouldn't think that I could get this physique or whatever. And so it's important for me for other people to know, like, you can do it too. You just have to really work for it. Like, you just have to stay disciplined, stay consistent, and you have to really work for it. But it's achievable, it's doable.
So my next question, this was just inspired. Like, were there people in your life that inspired you or that were critical in you not giving up or you deciding to push a little bit further?
Yeah, of course. I don't know why I could only ever think of myself. Like, of course, my parents, my dad, has really instilled in us to never give up. And literally, you could do anything you put your mind to. That's what will be forever ingrained in me, which is why I can't quit, because I know that it's possible. So I guess I would say my mom and my dad.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
So you said, are your parents supportive of your entrepreneurial?
Yeah, my dad's an entrepreneur. I mean, they're both entrepreneurs.
And they push you when they?
Yeah.
All right. No, and you know what? A lot of people don't have that. There are a lot of people that have parents that tell them, "Nah, get a regular job. You're not making no money.
Oh, yeah.
So it's such
a
blessing to have parents and to have people in your corner that are pushing you to follow your dreams. It's priceless. When I got fired from my job as a personal trainer, my dad literally looked me in the eyes and said, "Start your own business and go at it 100." Literally, there was no sadness, no pity, just start your own business. You know what you want to do, you have a vision, do it now.
Absolutely, yeah, that's how
that's
parents are also.
Priceless. So I say that to say I really admire the fact that you want to start a wellness center to give that resource of encouragement to people that were not born with the circumstances that allowed them to have it.
For sure. Because even me growing up in that environment and constantly being told, I still didn't always believe everything was possible or I can do anything.
You still had to fight your own internal self-doubt that you had to deal with.
Exactly. But the more that I, again, take that initiative to better myself every day, just a little bit every day, I see that, I really can do this. It's true. You can do anything you put your mind to. I lost my train of thought again, but hopefully I ended it with the right.
No, you are absolutely amazing. You did an amazing job at the interview. You are one of the most intense, hardworking, fierce people that I know.
Thank you.
And yeah. One other question that I just want to kind of ask you this real quick. You definitely stick up for yourself. You stand up for yourself. Mm-hmm. Were you always like that, or did you learn that?
Oh no, I used to I used to get bullied in middle school, and I used to it depended on the situation though, because it depended on where I was, but I definitely used to let people walk over me, and I still will have problems where I will be in situations where I will, maybe not anymore, honestly, actually, but yes, yeah, I used to let people walk over me, and I'm still working on it because, like I said, I like to be nice, and so sometimes I just be taking but a part of my self-care is standing up for yourself. Part of just the same way that if somebody was bullying your little brother or talking bad about your little brother or whatever, you would protect him. It's the same way that I feel about myself. I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to stand up for myself, and I also firmly believe in myself and my values or what's it called?
Self-esteem, self-worth.
Yeah, self-worth. That is important to stick up for yourself.
How did you start standing up for yourself? What is that? If so, you're talking to the younger you who's getting bullied. You're kind of like a pushover. How did you begin the journey of being someone who advocates for themselves more?
You just do. Like,
just do it?
Yeah, you just do it. Like, what do you mean exactly? Like,
Honestly, I just want you to give your honest answer, because whatever you feel in your heart, I truly believe like it's the truth, you know? And it sounds so simple, but sometimes people just need to hear that simple truth.
I mean, yeah, you just do. Like, I feel like it came hand in hand with believing in myself and like actually believing like, oh no, you're not gonna just talk bad about me or just say this about me or whatever, because that's not
Who you are.
exactly.
And this brings us to like another kind of point. It's like your self-identity. You know, people that kind of see themselves in a highlight, that believe, and it's not cocky, but it's just believing that you matter and you're destined to do something great with yourself. These are people that tend to advocate and stand up for themselves more. They tend to push themselves more. They tend to demand, you know, more of themselves.
Yeah.
You see yourself as someone who matters, and you see yourself in someone like who's destined to make a difference, and you just, I don't know, it's like you think highly of yourself. And me personally, I think that is very, very important, because for me personally, it's because I see myself highly that I didn't tolerate getting bullied. I eventually fought back. I don't let people disrespect me. I lost all the weight that I lost. It's because I see myself at a high level that I demand more of myself. And I see that in you as well. And why is that important to you? Like, well, first of all, do you see yourself in high regard? How do you see yourself?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm incredible. And yeah, I am here to change the world. I believe everybody is here to make an impact on the world in some way, shape, or form. And I know that about myself. And so, of course, I think highly of myself. And I worked hard to be the person I am today. Like, I worked hard to get here. So there's no other choice but to treat myself as such, like, you know. Right. And so, like, yeah, it isn't very important. And I feel like if I woke up and thought, like, you don't really deserve this, I wouldn't be doing the things that I'm doing. I wouldn't, you know? So I feel like seeing myself, and of course the journey has helped me see myself as somebody who is here with a purpose and here to make an impact. So yeah, I do think that's very important.
Yeah, it's beautiful. To the people out there, right? Just, if you could speak to the younger you when you didn't see yourself as highly, what would you say to yourself?
Get it together. What would I say to myself, or do you want me to talk to?
You know, you're talking to yourself. The younger.
I mean, this is a hard question, because, like, of course, I would say get it together, work on yourself, love yourself, don't quit. Like, you are meant for greatness. Everything you desire is on the other side of just being disciplined and consistent and believing in yourself. Just don't give up, don't quit. Keep going and love yourself. And do it for you. But don't do it for anybody else.
But do I deserve that?
Of course. You deserve the world.
Like, why?
Because you're incredible. And you're here to change the world. You're literally here to make an impact on people's lives. And so you don't have a choice, because if you stay where you are and stay feeling how you are and stay thinking how you are, you won't be able to make that impact. And that is what you desire.
All right, guys, you heard it here. You know, you are meant to change the world. You are meant to do something incredible. You have an obligation to do something extraordinary. You have an obligation to get up out of that ditch, to get up off the ground and continue to strive and fight to make an impact. Yeah. You have any final words you want to say?
Believe in yourself. Don't quit. And I believe in you.
Oh, and one more thing that she said a lot is just do it.
Oh, yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just go. Like, just start. Just go. Go for it. What's the worst that could happen? You end up right back where you are right now? Doesn't sound. Or you catapult forward into what you want to do.
But what if it doesn't work?
Then try again. You know how many times I've tried and lift weight and it doesn't work, and I try again?
And if it doesn't work, you
try again and again and again until it does work. That's really all. And eventually it will work.
Peace out, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Better You, Better Society. You are meant to do something great. I love you. Peace out. No, but really, like, you're literally meant to do something great. I want you to feel the conviction that, like, you are meant to do something great. So pick your head up, pick your chin up, and just be phenomenal. And remember what your name is, and remember who you are. Peace out.